Hey there, Chad Bonja here for High University Libraries. If you're researching the video game industry, you'll definitely want to check out Passport GMID for your research. This video shows you how to find information on that industry in Passport GMID. So when you get to Passport GMID, you'll notice there's a search box up here in the top right. For this purpose of this video, I'm actually not going to use this search box. We're doing video games, which kind of fall underneath the Toys and Games section of Passport GMID, so we will click there. And from the home page, this takes us into a section that maybe look a little far into a lot of researchers, just because they haven't done research that requires this kind of navigation. You'll see there's a section for video games here, and we can go down and click on the plus sign to drop us down into some other smaller categories there. And as we click those, on the right hand side, your information will appear in the categories that you've selected. Down here, once we've done with our selection, we can click on Next. And on this page, we have to choose which geographies we want to look at. Because the Passport GMID, the GMID stands for Global Market Information Database, so we're looking at a lot of countries. So we could look at World, we can go down to North America and select USA, and we can also just select groups of countries on the left-hand side if we wanted to as well. So for the purpose of what I'm doing here, I'm just going to look at USA and the world, and then I'm going to click Run Search. Now this loads a lot of information here for us. We'll just kind of go section by section here. So the first area here gives us all kinds of data. So if you're actually interested in just one section, you can click on, say, for example, video games for company shares in USA. If you just click there, it will actually load the statistics for you there. And so you can see the information we have available for that. If you go back, if you want to look at other areas, you can look at, for example, the market sizes for the US for video game software, for example. Build your selections there, and so here are the market sizes there. In some cases, you can actually go over and change the time series to forecast out by year, so that does work for some products. So you could go ahead and change 2010 and 2011, apply there, and here we have in red, which is the forecast for those groups there. So pretty neat way to do that. Scrolling down on the reports area, you have all kinds of reports to choose from. There are some small company fact files, which give you basic snapshots of some of the companies that are going to be involved in the industry. So a good way to get basic company information there. You have things like just some financial information, a little bit of market share stuff, things like that. So a good way to get information that way. You will also have, you'll notice there's these things called country reports that give you, for example, video games in the USA. There's a couple of different ways to limit this down. If you wanted to limit to country reports, you can just click on country reports there, and it would just load the video games USA section. So clicking there is going to give us a nice report that would complement your Mintel reports, your IBISWorld reports, things like that very nicely. And so you get headlines and trends in the industry, competitive landscape, prospects, all kinds of things like that. Sector data, all kinds of sales information, other things like that. So great tool to use for that kind of stuff. Finally, if you scroll down a little bit more, there is a comment section here. And you can sort these by date or by relevancy. You can filter by geography in whatever way you want to do that. Right now I think it's sorted by relevance, and so the best stuff supposedly is coming to the top. But you'll see that some of the things in here, new consoles bringing the buzz back. This article here is from 2007, so probably not really that great, but you could sort stuff by date if you wanted to that way. So here's a nice little article here. It says, can the 3DS, Nintendo's newest handheld device, save Nintendo? So you have just a small article there from an analyst that talks about that. And I'll also point out, whatever section you are in, please look over on the right hand side where you'll see related statistics. Here's a report for Toys and Games 2010, trends, developments, and prospects, things like that. So all kinds of good related information you can find all within here. Just look for over on the right hand side. Videocast, listen to how demographics and income levels shape demand for toys and games. So if I wasn't doing industry analysis, that would be a pretty good thing for me to look at. So pretty good information that you can see there. Hopefully this video gives you a good idea where to find some great information for your project. If you need more help, look for the contact link on the business blog. I'll be glad to answer your questions any way that I can. Take care.